Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Kyo Daiken, and in today's video, I bring you to the exclusive island called San Martin, located in the Caribbean. Now, many years ago, I was actually supposed to visit this island, but as you guys know, it was devastated by that hurricane back in 2017. So, fortunately, they were able to rebuild the island, this beautiful place. You guys should definitely come visit here sometime. But in today's video, we're going to visit the renowned Yoda guy. He is a movie expert. He has or exhibits a lot of movie memorabilia, and he has a wealth of knowledge in the movie industry. In fact, he is the father and the original creator of Master Yoda from the movie Star Wars. So he's also worked on a number of different products, a lot of my 80s favorites, including The Highlander, Kroll, Superman, many other movies. There's too many to name here, but you guys will see it all showcased here in this video. And I thought it would be really appropriate for this channel because this was a very rare occasion where you could visit a place like this. In fact, as soon as I got to the island, I looked up to see what I could check out, and I was like, nope. Can't miss, bypass this. This guy moved from Hollywood years ago, and he has this exclusive shop located here in San Martin, here in the Caribbean islands. So without further ado, let's check it out. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope my subscribers, you guys get some information out of this. This is a full walkthrough of all of his memorabilia. We took some photos and stuff, and we had a great and nice conversation. I think I asked him some questions before that's really never been posed before. So all of that is here coming up right now. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to San Martin here in the Caribbean. And today we are taking a look at the world-renowned Yoda guy located here on this very nice exclusive island. If you guys are familiar with San Martin, they were devastated back in 2017 from that hurricane. And so they are back up and running. And today's first stop, we're going to go in here and take a look at the Yoda Guy Museum exclusive Star Wars stuff. Let's go take a look at it, have some fun, see what we can find, because this is one of the #1 destinations on the map here, located in downtown. All right, so as it says here, the only arts gallery worldwide with a resident Star Wars creature builder. The unique Caribbean studios of that Yoda guy, Nick Maley, an international artist, Hollywood effects wizard, and Emmy nominee. All right, let's go see what we have here. Oh, he worked on Kroll. There's a Cyclops from that movie Kroll many years ago. I think he worked on Highlander too. All right, so these are some of his video projects here. Some of his credits: Highlander, Superman, The Shining, Kroll. I haven't seen Life Force. We've all seen Clash of the Titans, Sinbad. We've seen that as well. Flash Gordon. Those are all the classics. How the hell did that get in here? How did that get in here? All right, well. We don't have to worry about getting shot by a stormtrooper. Oh, dang, I didn't even know that's Anthony Hopkins right there. Nice makeup artist.
little room in the
Yeah,
back.
little
Little
room.
room.
Yeah. Oh, a hotel.
There's two rooms there, actually. One is really dirty.
Oh, that's
There's
really
plaster and resin
You know,
and
it's
stuff.
had,
And then
it's
there's
like had its
another
moments,
one
but they've been
where
really good about
you
clearing
know,
things.
mechanical
Yes, they
stuff.
are.
Yeah.
But up until about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago,
This is what I was working on, but you know,
I mean, there was
took
so little.
5
It was
years to
amazing. We
reverse
got
engineer
months,
that,
virtually
and
nothing.
then
They were still going
more
and clearing
recently
the
we
was there, and then
we
all of a sudden,
matched costume with the costume in the archive.
Yeah.
The cane is an exact match as well. The hands originally I had to sculpt them, but then I managed to get hold of stuff that came out of the mold, so I reverse engineered those as well. So that is absolutely 100% accurate and works in the same way. I was filming with it 2 months ago in Vegas. So thank you for this. Listen to the DVDs and the holograms. They're going to tell you things that StarWars.com don't know. On the first wall is the first, second, and third draft of the very first Star Wars movie. Read the 3 rollings, you'll find out that whatever George says about having figured it all out in advance, so you didn't know what the hell they were going to make. And you can take photos, but you can't use flash. Okay? And when you come out, if you want a photo with me, you get that for free instead of paying $40 for it. All right? Thank you.
the whole year. It was not as bad as usual. So I don't know how that's going to translate this year.
Oh, Kroll, what's one of my favorites?
It's not. Okay.
It's one of the all-time classics back in the day.
Okay. Yeah, it came in, it started coming in about a month ago, and it's really built up. Just in honor of you arriving.
Of course, you know.
Basically.
But they're saying they're doing a very impressive job of clearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a lot of experience.
Yeah. And probably are very motivated to keep it as minimal as possible, you know.
There you go. Thank you very much. Oh,
Thank you for that.
very well.
You
Oh,
came
yeah.
out the museum, didn't you?
Yeah.
You get a photo.
Can we get over by the Yoda statue?
Sure.
Oh, sorry.
How are you doing?
Doing good. Nice to meet you.
So amazing.
I hope you had a good time.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Aha.
Okay, so next time we come back,
30 years tomorrow.
You should watch out. She might bite you.
Well, we were originally going to come in March. and
Okay.
actually
You don't want to stand in front of Yoda.
But would you? But
Stand there.
how would you say like the crowds are? Is it significantly more crowded? Because we heard this was a little bit of a slower season.
Oh yeah, once we get to Easter, it really starts to slow down.
This has been a nice balance of like still there's enough people around that you don't feel like it's dead, but it hasn't been crazy, which has been nice.
Well, what I can tell you is if you came in March, Orient Bay Square with all the restaurants,
There you go.
Thank you.
I will see you when you come
Yeah,
back.
we've made reservations, but there's always been room like when we make them. You know,
March.
yeah, that's what we were wondering. I said I bet if you come in here when it's busy time,
But the
it's just
answer
like waiting
is,
lines and
they did.
making reservations.
We live very close to there. And,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you
basically,
wouldn't even wait in line because their reservations they usually
sometimes
just
people will think,
booked.
oh,
We
you
live
do a
very
sculpt,
close, so
and then you go
quite
and you
often
say,
we
this is a
just pop
character
around
could be in
there
your
about
movie.
6:30, there were several times.
No, so you work for
Yeah.
No.
So that would be the main difference.
I did with my company.
It's really buzzing at that point, but of course it's such a pretty
We were
place.
all.
It is, it's so,
You know,
yeah,
children
just
are
charming,
playing
yeah.
out there. And
That's
all the lights and
yeah.
Before we
So that's
made,
the only thing I would say is that you will
second
probably
stop.
also grant case you might be taking.
Just need to plan a little bit more
Yes.
essentially.
have someone else
So yes,
teach
there
you.
would be more people.
And so,
If you came in,
You know, he
yeah, you see by
was
the
the guy
time
who
it
had
finishes in
the
December,
reputation
well,
of having,
usually it
since
picks
the
up
30s, done lots
in
of
late
character
December
makeup.
probably.
He did
Is it
Strange
pretty consistently
Love,
busy
three makeups
January,
on
February as
Buddha
well, or is March
Sellers
like the
and-
busiest?
and
It's that whole,
worked with
the whole winter
Guinness in the
for the
30s,
rest of the world, you
doing
know?
Fabian from Oliver Twist, coming, through many years.
They say
And
the
so
season
it was
starts
clear
like
he was
in
going to
November,
get all
but
the
it
best
doesn't
jobs.
pick up until mid-December.
That makes sense.
So I stopped.
Yeah.
But you know, if you come in November,
And that's how I got started.
Yeah.
but you can always email us and ask us.
My time had fun.
Double price.
All right.
Yes, so
All right, we're gonna go see some exclusive Star Wars stuff never before released on the web. So let's take a look at it.
And as we go in on it, we begin to realize it's actually made up of a lot of snakes and worms. So that the whole body that he has to fight is really like the spirit of the Kurgan that is, made up from these different things. Now, the helmet had a crest on the front of it, and the idea was at a point where he thought he would hit this creature, the crest would stand up like some kind of parasite on the top of his head. Unfortunately, the writer didn't like us messing with the story, so he decided that he would lobby the producer to not do it because the producers wanted to make sequels. I'm afraid it's one of those effects that nobody ever saw.
So it's like the apartment now? Yeah, okay.
This live cast of Sean Connery was launched for higher now.
Yeah, obviously we couldn't cut Sean Connery's head off for the movie, although there were occasions when we might have liked it. But having had him do the fight as he goes up the castle, and he ends up kneeling at the top, we had to make a life cast of him to have his head tumble down to the grasses of Scotland. Now, basically, the museum is a tour. On DVD, I tell you about some of the exhibits that you'll come. You know a lot of stuff about what a Tusken Raider looks like, or what Darth Vader looks like, but it's the information that you can only get by actually being there that I'm trying to share with you via these DVDs. Now, this is the pistol that the Jawas used to shoot R2-D2 in Episode 4. You can see how the props for that movie were really made up from pieces of things that already existed, rather than going out designing something specifically for the movie. They would go to the prop house and get a carbine rifle, and they take the middle section.
Wow, very nice.
They put on the pistol, ripped from a Buccaneer's pistol, and something that looked like a weird silencer on the front that was actually a piece of plastic pipe and a few nuts and bolts. That was very typical.
That looks like Nicolas Cage. Yep, it is Nicolas Cage, man.
Budget movie. Now this is a likeness of
Figure out the lower right hand corner.
Put that one there.
Yeah.
the Ewoks creatures. The
Looks familiar.
Yeah.
because they've been designed.
There are familiar face. I recognize it though.
I can put
They really just thought about how they would look as toys. They didn't think about what it would be like to try and put someone around. The creatures basically had very low crutch areas, and that effectively tied the knees of the performers together, making it very difficult when they waddled through the forest trying to kill off these mechanical walking aliens. And so it wasn't something that we really enjoyed doing. The Ewoks were made in a couple of different ways. This is the size of one of the puppet versions, but actually most of them are little people or children with suits. There's also on each side, you're going to see the white fur from the wall. That's actual fur that we used on
You're all welcome. I'm gonna say when you come back, I need you guys to do reviews for us, okay? Because that's our only advertising. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Thank you. You're welcome. Yep. See you next time. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, this guy had some skills back then. This was the 70s, early 80s.
My uncle took me to see that crawl when it first came out with my cousin, and both he and I were both just.
That was a fantastic movie when it came out. You know, like those movies, like the pure definition of myth, sci-fi, fantasy, lore. You know, it's very hard for me to watch a lot of the newer movies now with special effects. It takes, I don't know, it's just something about them now that it takes away from the realism of the film. Like I start watching.
I think it takes your creativity. Takes
Yeah,
away your imagination.
it's like it's there, but it's not like watching some of these older movies where you're kind of you know what it is? It's the storytelling. The storytelling is not the same, you know, like it used to be. A lot of stuff now is drowned out by sound effects and everything else in between. Whereas these movies are coming out, that's all you really had. So
You have to look at it.
yeah.
I distinctly remember this movie.
Oh, of
I
course,
know I
Kroll.
saw
Yeah.
it.
The
Saw it in Hampton Roads Coliseum. I think it was in AMC, but whatever that theater was, it was there.
Yeah, I think I first saw it on Channel 13 or 5 back in the day when and they had the fire mares,
Yes,
the flying
Fire
horses.
Mares.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know how anyone can forget the fire mares.
No. So Dungeons and Dragons, Dungeons and Dragons, and Traveler, a few others. So I incorporated that in.
Yeah.
This is a filmable version of Adam and Eve. But
You know what I think kills a lot of the newer movies too is the promotion and advertising. Well, because remember, you know, when you went to see a movie like this, you more or less had to go see it to really appreciate it and enjoy it. You didn't have people showing, you know, so many YouTube videos and clips and knowing what's going on behind backstage about who's getting fired and who's getting hired on and, you know, what roles they were going to play. You were just captivated by what was in front of you, enjoying the actual work.
The other thing that I know sometimes I will see a preview and I go, why do I need to see the movie?
That's right. See, back then you didn't have a lot of previews. It was
like,
just the
You
title.
got 10 seconds.
Yeah, you got 10 seconds, a few action clips, and that was it. It's like you say, I hope it's good, and then it's spread by word of mouth.
And that basically was it. I had no inkling of what Darth Vader was, other than the fact that he told me he was going to be one of the villains of the film. And fortunately for me, I mean, Darth Vader became such an iconic character that I now regard as the ultimate screen villain of all time. So I mean, it was wonderful for me. As far as the suit was concerned, I was paid to the Costumiers, which is a very famous company in Great Britain called Fairmont. And the whole thing was made to measure with real quilted feather. And I think they made a fantastic outfit. But the helmet, the mask was something completely different. And when the mask and the helmet arrived, it didn't arrive actually until I was actually on set. I was in the costume apart from the helmet and the mask. And George said, you know, we've got the helmet and the mask. Let's see how it fits. And I put the mask on and it was it. And they had to, unfortunately, they had to remask it. They had to put
Okay.
and then the helmet went on top. And unfortunately, because the helmet just wobbled around everywhere. It was quite strange. And so they had to put the Velcro fitting all the way around the inside of the helmet. So it flushed off the mask. Well,
That is. I don't even recognize that weapon. Oh, it looked like it's from another movie. Like it's from Jurassic Park. That's where I thought it was from. When Sam Nilsson had the Velociraptor thing, that's what I thought it was from.
The Charlotte Johansson edition of Shadow didn't make it to the US very well.
Yeah, I couldn't stand that movie.
There were a bunch of Martian anime versions that exist.
I saw it on Blu-ray though. I have it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's in the USA.
We gotta get you in your shirt in front of that. Nice. Your scarf.
This whole section is about life casting. We've got a vast selection of life casts of many famous people that is in the movie's part of this series. And so it's important to understand where they come from. Now, when as a makeup artist you're going to put a false nose or a false section of face on an actor, or if we're going to make a double, you have to start by casting the actor. And it's a process that's done with dental alginate, calculated brain for it to sit there for it. But there you end up with these plastic faces. And you use the face in order to model a scar or to model a deformity, or in the case of Jack Nicholson, to model the Joker.
So what happened with this title? Why do they call it Revenge of the Jedi instead of Return of the Jedi? I know it was mentioned somewhere before, but yeah, I just
Didn't look at that.
maybe they just used that for production and changed it.
Well, Jedi, I would go. Jedi would not really be. They don't seek revenge.
Right.
That wouldn't be.
Well, but it was given that title at one point, so I wonder. I remember there was a documentary about it. I just don't remember, so I'll ask him.
Jedi wouldn't seek revenge. Yeah, change it.
But he had to come up with the title in the first place.
It's all over there. They were originally called like Diam something.
Yeah. Well, like the scripts and stuff, I totally get it. Like they would just say probably like Star Adventure or something. I know Star Wars was originally called like Voyage to the Stars, or maybe I think that was Star Trek. But for a production poster, so at some point in time somebody had to go with that because that's like for actual media release.
Maybe it didn't really show well because they did actually do that back then. So you would have the preview with the audience,
or it could be
would actually change things.
Or maybe they changed it for international audiences. Maybe.
We've also got some European stars from the past. With Ludwig von Beethoven, probably the most celebrated musician that ever lived along with Mozart. And the face of Oliver Cromwell. This comes from 1656, and it was a death mask because in those days they couldn't take a life mask without killing people. So they waited until kings and leaders died before they made a replica of their face to remember them by. Now this whole section is about life casting. We've got a vast selection of life casts of many famous people.
Oh, Harry and the Hendersons.
And so it's important to understand where they come from. Now, when as a makeup artist, you've got a false nose, section of face on the actor, or you have to start by casting the actor. It's a process that's done with dental alginate.
I guess that works, but there's no way that existed in the original production.
Why do you say that?
That interface, those three interfaces didn't exist in the 70s.
Oh.
They hadn't been invented yet.
Oh, you're talking about the computer with the USB Ethernet and a few other things?
RJ45 jacks.
Well, maybe NASA had them. I know they have a lot of technology that's not released.
We were still using thin net and thick net back then.
Even on the private sector?
Yeah, I don't think that came out until like mid-late 80s.
Because I know there's usually a lot of technologies that exist that don't never make it public or until years and years later. Oh, that's what Angelina Jolie. Yep. Why would she need a cast for this movie? What is this for? Oh, for Laura Croft. Okay.
Still the best Joker in my opinion. One of the two guys. The best Joker? Jack Nicholson.
Robin Williams. My mom played softball against him years ago, back in the 80s. I don't think I was born yet.
Why do you need one of these for vanilla Scott? I'm going with especially in the newer stuff, is they will touch and redo.
Maybe for stuntman. Maybe that's my
He
only
does
best.
his own stunts.
I don't know if he's always done his own stunts though. Yeah, I don't think he's always done them.
Yeah, and well, and he started doing because he learned how to fly and started learning to fly
Right.
his first Top Gun.
Right.
And then the last one, those are actually his planes.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
That still scares the shit out of me.
Pinhead?
Isn't that the writer? The Exorcist?
Pinhead or Exorcist?
The original 70s?
Yes. The stairs that they fall down on Georgetown.
You know, I tried to watch that movie, Exorcist, or not Exorcist, Hellraiser years ago. I was like, what was so scary about this movie? I had to turn it off because I thought it was, boring. Like maybe if it was around that time or whatever. But I was like, okay, like scare me. Like, where's the terrifying aspect in it?
It's a different era.
No, but even when I watched it, like in the '90s, I was trying to find that fear factor from it.
But literally, it's a different era. I think that try going back and like looking at some of Vincent Price's stuff, which was considered too scary for like public. They wanted to like make it basically rated X.
All right. I mean, I can still relate to Freddy Krueger, Jason, Poltergeist. What's the other one with Phantasm?
Okay.
A lot of those, I still relate to them, but this one was just like,
So Pinhead didn't get you.
yeah. Well, I was trying to make sense out of the whole thing. Like, what's scary about this? Like, Freddy Krueger had all the kids, like growing up and everything. Like, Freddy Krueger, like, you don't know if it was a dream or if you were awake or.
And I think that was part of it. So, depending on where you came up, that sort of, it would get to you or not. But you related to the Freddy Krueger because like, well, it's dreams. It's like
Right.
I tell people all the time, Matrix.
Oh,
The coolest part about the Matrix is you can't prove that it's not true. You can't prove it is either.
Hey, whose ex is that right there? I'm sure that's somebody's girlfriend.
Running in front of the Blue Map, the Academy Award-winning front projection screen created by John Dykstra and his Apogee Effects studio. This rough footage shows the blue screen area behind the running figure. Here are the miniatures shot at the tone. The final version. Dykstra's miniatures are combined with the actual footage shot at the Yoda studio. That is incredibly believable. Makeup effects maestro Nick Maley was commissioned to create the horrific look and feeling of the vampires who overrun the city of London, scavenging for fresh infusion of life and energy.
Makeup effects is the coming together of animatronics and the
It's an amazing place how he's kept a lot of his work, archived it here as well. A lot of the histories. You never know who's behind a lot of these decent projects. Um, I was on the ship earlier today and just decided to kind of, just kind of come through here, see what was available, what was available on the island. And I was like, oh, Star Wars. So decided, check it out. It's not like I commute here a couple of times a day. So I've heard of the name of this movie, but never seen it before. So maybe I should download it. Oh, one of the favorite TV shows. This Land of the Lost? Oh, it's not? Okay. Oh, this is Star Wars stuff, too.
The extra characters from the.
This looks like the character from Land of the Lost, though.
I do see it.
Maybe he worked on that one, too, or something. Maybe an understudy or something.
You gotta cut your teeth somewhere.
Always felt like there was a chance that he wouldn't like what we'd done and give us an F and maybe fire us. So we were cautious not to upset him. In the Creature Effects workshop, there were 3 trainees, and 2 of them were 18-year-olds. One was Bob Keane, quite a big, strapping guy who had some background in model making and helped out with some of the mechanisms. The other was a young man called David Barclay. David's parents were puppeteers, and David had made in his garage really quite a good chimpanzee suit that he built, presumably around himself. And I remember looking at the portfolio of photos that he had and thinking that he really had quite a bit of talent. Then, of course, the last person in this scenario is myself. Had worked with Stuart Freeborn by the time we were doing Empire Strikes Back for about 5 years, and I was one of the 2 senior techs in the workshop. When Stu's son Graham went down into the soundstage to look after all the actors, I was really the senior technician left in the workshop, looking after all of these trainees. And Stu was spending most of his time in his own little office where he was working on the first prototype of Yoda. Now, one of the things that you try to do with trainees is to give them things that will test their abilities. Obviously, you don't want to give them anything too important because you don't want to screw anything up. And eventually, you start to give them small projects to see what they can do. Well, for me, one of the areas that didn't seem to be so good on Dagobah was some of the background creatures. Now, admittedly, in our department, there weren't that many of us, so we were trying to build the Wampa and the Tonton and the Minot and the Ugnaught, fish that swallowed R2D2. We were building 4 versions of Yoda as well, so we didn't have a lot of spare time. So I thought it might be good to get one of the trainees to start to sculpt up maybe some weird creatures that might just inhabit the background of that weird swamp planet.
All right, it looks like we have a script here for Superman 1 and 2.
That was half frog, half newt, and half lizard. An alien amphibian with glowing eyes, at least that's what I thought it could be. And I asked David if he would sculpt him up. We made it in flexible polyurethane, and we put that off to one side in the hope that one day the opportunity would arise that George Lucas would wander through our workshop, and we would be able to really impress him by showing him this wonderful alien creature that, of course, he would immediately say, "Wow, that's fantastic. We have to film that." And so, against this background, the story begins.
Begrüßen wir ganz enthusiastisch this Yoda guy, Nick Maley.
On Empire Strikes Back, we had a very large workshop. As I said before, it was about the size of this stage. In the workshop were a
a series of tables, like a maze of tables that ran the full length. So you would come in at this end and you would go into the foam room. The foam room was where one of my jobs was to foam all the skins, make all the prosthetics for the unknowns and anything that had a foam skin on it. Unless it was a big about here, and then you could go straight on and out through the other end of the workshop, or you walked in between the tables to get into where a lot of the mechanical stuff was being built, where I was working on the radio controlled version of Yoda. Bob and I were working on a version which became the Yoda that you see in the Caribbean. Stu was building a Yoda prototype. They had a mechanical problem. They asked me if I could build a background for it. They said, can you build something that put an issue on the back of the head? But he, because every time Yoda throws
Oh, so that's the real Yoda.